Buenas, buenas. You're here on Latin Alt HD3, latinalt.org. Also on social media as at Latin Alt Radio. My name is Byron Gonzalez. I am the program director of the station. Thank you for tuning in today. And today I am joined by a great Chilean artist who just released a brand new album. Acaba de lanzar un magnífico nuevo disco que se llama Hay un Fuego. Hoy vamos a estar hablando con la singer-songwriter, multidisciplinary artist, cantante, and producer. We got Natisú right here in the Zoom window. I'm very happy to be talking with you today. I've been listening to your album a lot since it came out, even before, because the perks of being in radio is that I get to listen to music before it comes out. And so yeah, exactly. The perks of radio. And I love it. I love all the sounds. And I was looking at your bio online, and it makes sense that it sounds like this because it lists as your influences as Bjork, PJ Harvey. We got Radiohead, Massive Attack, and it's just similar. You can feel those influences in this album, and you made it your own, and you made it just like beautiful. That's what I gotta say.
Thank you so much for those words. Well, first of all, I'm really excited to be here, to be talking to you. Being a Chilean and being like at the end of the world near Antarctica, we don't get, most artists don't get interviewed by press that it's not from Chile, you know? So I'm very excited to be here talking to you. And I'm so excited to know that happy to know that you liked the album. I think a lot of people are liking it. I'm getting very good comments, like very impressive comments as well. Not, I was expecting like I like it a lot, but most of them are like, "This is amazing, masterpiece." Like a lot of people are saying that to me, so I'm a little shocked in a very good way. And yeah, I'm really happy. Estoy muy contenta realmente de mi disco. Hay un
Yeah,
fuego. There's
yeah.
fire. That would be like the literal translation.
I really like the
Hay.
title. De verdad me encanta el título porque puede, pues, escuchando el álbum y las letras y los sonidos, que de verdad el fuego está en cualquier parte, porque cuando escucho el álbum siento como un modo de un fuego para vivir, un fuego para lo político también, un fuego de amor, un fuego entre la música también, porque en esto de verdad experimentas con muchos sonidos, muchas composiciones y de verdad mucho, hasta con tu voz lo cambias y todo. Entonces de verdad hay fuego en todo esto y de verdad el fuego es lo que hace la vida, que no, que nos, something that drives us.
Claro. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm talking about in the album, or I try to talk about it. Is that yeah? There's this fire, this flame of that moves us, that drives us, and but also I don't know if maybe this is too like I'm the only one that gets it because it's my album, but also I tried to make it a very like a very guided fire, because if you don't guide your fire, it can burn you out. Like you can get burned by your own fire. I mean, because I'm a very intense person, so that has happened to me. So that's why I there's a lot of, I mean, many of the songs talk about fire in different ways. There's the song that called Hay un Fuego, just as the album is, that talks in a more like like fire as a cleansing element that cleanses you from impurities or from it burns this because I'm constantly reviewing myself and constantly seeing in myself how neoliberalism is it's lives in me as well, because I was born in this system, in just like everyone else, and
Yeah.
I try to deconstruct myself as much as I can, and so there's like a metaphor there, like the fire that I have within me is gonna help me burn this hunger for consumption. Like, am I making
Yeah, I
sense
know
in
what
English?
you can say it in
Um,
Spanish too. Lo puedes decir en español.
ya, como tratar de quemar estas como deseos capitalistas que tenemos integrados a veces sin darnos cuenta.
Sí.
Entonces, el fuego en este disco es un fuego que limpia, pero también hay canciones donde es un fuego del que hay que tener cuidado. Por eso hay una canción que se llama Nadie sabrá mi nombre, like No One Will Know My Name, que dice, yo quisiera, eh, yo quisiera,
Ujú.
la simpleza de esta casa que el fuego no puede alcanzar. Como que la casa soy yo, que a veces soy tan intensa que me quemo a mí misma. Entonces, también tiene un poco que ver con eso, como que el fuego toma varias formas a través del disco. Y también habla de una pasión, como de recobrar la pasión adolescente. When I was like a teenager, I would create songs and I would draw and I would read a lot, all like I would come back from school and just start reading and writing and doing stuff just because, I didn't have like, okay, I'm gonna make an album and then I'm gonna I have to book a few gigs and I have to do a tour and I need people to follow me because I need to buy I need them to buy tickets and blah 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 and merchandising and whatever. When you're like 13, you're just in your room like tocando, haciendo canciones. Puedes estar 8 horas sin darte cuenta que estuviste encerrada en tu pieza componiendo y haciendo canciones y lo hacías porque sí, porque era como lo que te movía en ese momento. Entonces el disco también habla de tratar de recobrar esa motivación interna que era pura, que era muy pura, que no estaba siendo motivada por otras cosas más que el crear por crear o por expresar. So, yeah.
Sí,
I
así.
talk I talk a lot.
No, pues it's like you have a lot to say, and I mean that's why you make music. That's why you write lyrics because
Yeah,
you want to get this out, and it's
yeah,
a perfect way to condense it because you can talk only for about 3 minutes in a song, right? Instead of having
yeah.
a speech.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and whatever I say in a song makes total sense to me. It's like it's even to me. I know it's very. I know that my lyrics are very um are more poetical and not very like concretas, like very direct, maybe sometimes. But to me, they make more sense than explaining what I'm explaining right now. Like, um, if I'm if someone would ask me like how do you criticize yourself or society for being, I don't know, like sociedad de consumo, una sociedad de consumo neoliberal. A better way for me to understand that and to put it into words is just singing that song. I mean, I still like talking about it, of course, because that's
Yeah.
why I'm here. Um,
But also it
but
just
yeah,
shows like how much you think about the world, how much the world affects you, because a lot of people they don't have a lot of emotion to show, or they don't know how to say it. But that's why music is an art in general is very necessary for the human experience, porque no todos sabemos expresarnos. Entonces cuando encontramos un artista que ella dice lo que yo siento, entonces por eso me encargo mucho en su música y me encanta mucho sus letras, entonces por eso. Y cuando tienes un disco como el tuyo que habla sobre el fuego, sobre de reconocerte a ti misma, de lo que anda pasando en el mundo, de verdad a la gente le encanta y por eso pienso que ha tenido una buena recepción,
recepción.
ajá,
Yeah,
a tu álbum.
good reception. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah, I know. Yeah, and it sounds really good too.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. I'm also kind of curious. I saw that you released a couple of singles from the album back in 2020, but so I'm sure that you've been working on the album even before that. When
Yeah.
exactly did the adventure for this new album begin, and what was like the
Yeah.
first song that set off your adventure on? Or like this is the first song. Now I'm thinking about an album.
Yeah, the first song I did was Hay un Fuego, which is the song that names the album. I usually do that. Like the album that came before this one, La Historia, the first song I wrote was La Historia, you know? And the album before that, Deshabitar, the first song I wrote was Deshabita. It's something I do. I'm not, I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it, but that's what I do. Like, eso es lo que estaba haciendo. And that was the song that set everything off, like in motion. And that started 6 years ago. So it's been a very long time, a very long time. I worked by myself for 2 years, like 2015, 2016. Um, I just worked on my demos and like a pre-music production, like some synths, beats, samples vocales, guitarras, líneas de bajo. And then I tried to play this first demos with my band at the time, the band that I had at the time, and we even recorded a session, which sometimes I want to show it because it's so different. And then I really wanted to release this album like in 2017, but ese año me separé de mi pareja, like me and my like partner split up, like a life partner, and I just
Oh boy, that's
was a mess.
hard.
I was a mess
Yeah,
for like a year and a half. Like I didn't do anything. I mean, I did. I continued
right.
playing, but I forgot about the album for like a year and a half. And then when I was feeling a little better, I started working on it again, and I showed it to my good friend Ivan Gonzalez. He's a music producer here in Chile. He's a brilliant music producer. Trabaja con Camila Moreno, Dulce Yagras, which are very talented and renowned musicians here in Chile. Y ahí empezó el trabajo más duro, más denso, de juntarse toda la semana, estar escuchando discos, referencias, eligiendo samples. Y ese trabajo, la verdad, yo creo que empezó a terminar, like the album was kind of finished in 2019, but and I wanted to release the album that year, but then the social revolt started in Chile, like the biggest one we've had, and I just couldn't focus on the album. I just took to the streets for like months, and I'm a member of Tramos, which is women and dissidents in music. I'm I was a very active member of that network at the time, so I just puse toda mi cabeza en la revuelta social por varios meses, and then I said, okay, I've given 6 months to the social revolt. I'm gonna pick my album up again. I'm gonna start working on it again. I want to finish it, and then the pandemic started, so yeah,
One thing
it was
after
very
another. It was, it's been hard
one
times.
thing after another, and it was very hard to focus because I'm really sensitive. I tend to be a depressive person by nature. So if things are chaotic everywhere, it's gonna be hard for me to focus. But I did. And we finally did it, and it's here. It
Yeah,
has ha nacido,
it was
ha
worth the wait.
nacido
Es
un
de
álbum.
verdad con paciencia, ¿verdad? Es lo que el universo te dice también,
Yeah,
que este es el momento que lo necesitamos todos nosotros y
yeah.
también un buen regalo para Navidad para nosotros.
Eso.
Entonces te salió bien.
Early Christmas present.
Exactly, exactly. Um, let's take the first pause of the interview.
Yeah, sure.
Since you have your guitar ready, what is the
Yeah.
first song you're going to be playing for us?
The first I'm gonna be playing for you guys and kids and women and people
Everybody.
in general is everybody is Hay un Fuego, which is the first song I made, and the acoustic version that I'm playing right now was the original version. This is how I composed the song initially, and then
Cool.
it became like an electronic industrial song.
Perfect. Take it away.
Boca que quiera tragar vida sin mover la lengua, que me miro y todos mis libros. Soy tan ciega como los que gritan. Ah, 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 ah. Cae mientras aquí todo es lento. Soy ficticio, olvidé diluirme en el centro. gusta que aquí esté tan quieto. En la puerta los lobos nos llaman. Es mejor no temer al fuego, ardamos todos bajo el sol. Oh, oh, oh. Darle fuego a los ojos que quieran ver la luz en su propia inmundicia. Es mejor no temer al cielo, nos vamos a perder en el mar. Es mejor no temer al fuego, ardamos todos bajo el sol. Oh, oh, oh.
Wow, que muchísimas gracias. Eso fue muy lindo, muy lindo. Me encanta tu voz, súper.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
¿Ya desde qué tiempo has estado cantando y afinando tu voz?
Empecé a cantar desde muy pequeña, 5 o 6 años ya cantaba harto, bastante, ya cantaba bastante. It's hard for me to try to neutralize my Spanish because Chilean Spanish is so weird. Like no one in Latin America understands it.
Es
But
cierto.
I'm trying to be really neutral with my Spanish. Y a los siete años yo recuerdo ya de estar cantando frente a personas. Me acuerdo que mis padres hacían fiestas con sus amigues y yo me paraba encima de una silla y era como, que cante, que cante. And I would start singing. So I think all of my memories are singing. Like, I was always singing all day long. I remember my little sister, she's like my best friend now, but she was like, please shut up, like for a second, please. Like I would be singing all day long. And yeah, and I was really afinada. How do you say afinada?
Attuned?
Um, attuned. Yeah,
I think
like
so.
yeah. Since forever, I had a really good ear. My mom sings very well as well, and she plays the guitar very well as well. My dad also sings very good, very well, very good.
Both. Both.
Both, yeah. And they would listen to a lot of music when I was growing up.
Oh, wow.
And even when my mom always tells me that when I was like in the womb, she would play all the time, and she would play the Beatles a lot,
Oh,
and
wow.
Yapu, which is a very famous Chilean band that plays like música altiplánica del norte,
Okay.
folclórica del norte, altiplano. So yeah, by the time I was 6 or 7, I was already a big fan of the Beatles. And by the time I was 9, I was obsessed with them. I would cry. I would cry because of the Beatles. I was
So
such a
have you
fan
seen that
that
documentary yet?
no, I want to.
It's on
Yeah.
Disney.
I know. No, I mean, every time I wake, every day, I'm like, I have to see this documentary. It's just that things have been so hectic because of
I
the album,
know.
because of everything that's happening in Chile politically. I
Yeah.
haven't had the time because I'm exhausted all the time, but I really want to do it this weekend. Like, I want to turn off
Your
my
phone.
phone
Yeah.
and I don't know, like have a cup of like a glass of
Yeah.
wine
Uh-huh.
and just watch that
De-stress a
documentary.
little bit. Uh-huh.
Yeah, relax for a few hours. But yeah, I started singing very like at a really early age, and I started playing in bands when I was 15,
Wow.
and I
Wow.
didn't stop really.
Yeah, I'm
Been
not
playing
super
ever since.
surprised. I'm not super surprised when I'm listening to the album. You can just really tell that there's some craft in your voice, and even the musical instruments that you've been playing in the album and the production of it and the composition of it. It's
Mm.
interesting and really beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much, Byron. Gracias. Muchas
Yeah.
gracias. I'm so honored when people say stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, really? Like, a part of me, like, it's like, okay, I went to music school. I've been playing for a long time. I shouldn't be so surprised, but I'm still like, oh my God, really? You liked it? Oh my God.
Yeah, you never know, especially when you put your heart into it like this, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
just don't know. It's like people can be harsh out there, especially on the internet. You just don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, they can be, especially
Yeah.
in these times. Yeah.
I want to know a little bit about the song, a little backstory about the song. Are you, well, first of all, a little bit about your writing process. Are you a type of person that locks themselves in their room to write, or do you go outside to find inspiration, or maybe as you're walking around or something, you put it down in your notes as you're writing some
Yeah.
lines? What is your
No,
process for that?
I'm more of a hermit. Like, I need to be alone in my house and be in a when I'm writing, it's usually because I don't want to see anyone. Like, that's when it happens, you know? When I want to be outside and social, I'm usually not composing anything. I'm just being outside.
Yeah.
I like to go outside and watch and observe and stuff like that. But when I'm writing, it happens like in my house. And I find I find a lot of inspiration in poetry, really, like, and especially with one particular poet called Alejandra Pizarnik. She's an Argentinian poet. She's amazing. She's my favorite. And um, and of course, me inspiro en la vida, lo que yo
Sí.
siento, pero cuando me
Uh-huh.
siento a escribir, por lo general, leo poesía antes, me pongo a leer algo de poesía hasta que encuentro algo que conecta con lo que estoy sintiendo, que puede ser una frase, y a partir de esa frase empiezan a aparecer otras, empiezo a escribir. A veces,
Okay.
o sea, esa frase obviamente no la ocupo porque sería casi un plagio, pero
Sí.
empiezo a, como que gatilla que yo empiezo a escribir otras cosas. Y por lo general escribo todo de corrido, no me doy muchas vueltas, no soy alguien que escribe un poco y después se va y al otro día vuelve, lo revisa de nuevo. Es como que de repente aparece, like the idea comes all of a sudden, and the emotion, and then just start writing like and I usually write the whole song like in 15 minutes, like the first like the
Yeah.
lyrics.
Uh-huh.
Everything else takes longer, like the arrangements and
Right.
synths and samples and what sound to use for that synth and for this other synth and for the bass and blah blah blah. Yeah, that takes forever. But the lyrics, I'm usually very fast with them, and I usually just write them from, like, I start writing, I don't stop, and that's it. Like, those are the lyrics. I
Yeah.
might change
Yeah.
like a couple of words after, but
Not too
that
much.
usually doesn't happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's really interesting. Also, like, I want to make this point where it's like Chilean artists. I've been listening to a lot, like Chini.png,
Oh, she's one
Yorka.
of my best friends. Oh,
I know. I saw
York
when I saw that you
York is one
did.
of my best friends too.
They're
Yeah,
super great. I've interviewed
they are
Yorka.
amazing.
I have yet to interview Chini, but and just like Chilean artists throughout the centuries, like Los Prisioneros, Los Tres, Los Jaivas, like they always, Mon Laferte, Francisca. There's always this thing that connects all you artists from Chile, because Chile has had a very long history with government and its people, and so there's always this feeling of strength in the music, in the lyrics,
Yeah,
and
you're
also
right.
a feeling of resistance there's always
Mm,
always some resistance in those lyrics, and the way that the
resilient. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
And yours is no different. So I want to kind of speak to that, especially because you said that you're an emotional person. You write from what you see, especially, and Chile has been going through troubles forever, and then even now. I just want to know how and which song kind of affected the political stance in Chile currently in your new album.
I mean, so first of all, all of the songs that I wrote for my new album were written between 2015 and 2017. So that was before the social revolt and
Okay.
before the pandemic and before everything that's happening right now. But they still make sense because,
Yeah.
as you said, Chile has had a very long political, uh, chaotic history forever. So, yeah, first we had a horrible dictatorship in 1973 where thousands of people were killed or disappeared by the military and by the government. Well, the government was the military.
Yeah.
So, so, and that affected the whole country. I think forever. Like, when I was little, I was born in en la dictadura, durante la dictadura, but I don't have any memory of it because it ended when I was 5. So growing up, I felt everything was normal. But
Yeah.
then, as I grew up, as I became a teenager, started to learn about everything that had happened. A lot of like, and then in college, especially, empecé a conocer personas, amigues, que like my dad was killed, like my dad was decapitated by the
Oh
military.
wow.
My
During
my
that time?
mom, yeah, a lot of
Oh
people I
wow.
know. Like my mom was raped by the military and
Oh
then
my God.
killed, and like that's really normal, dude. That was a really normal thing to happen back then in the 1970s. I have an acquaintance that his dad is like his dad's case is really famous in the whole country because he was a teacher with other two teachers were decapitated and their bodies were thrown at the side of the road. It's called Caso de Gollados. It's like a famous case of people that were killed by the military, but there are thousands more, and there are a lot of hay muchas personas que no han sido encontradas, and they are called detenidos desaparecidos. So every probably every musician in Chile has written a song with that sentiment behind them,
Mm.
like or in them, like it's always there. It's like a ghost
Yeah.
that's over the whole country. So I think that's what you feel when you hear songs by either me or Yorka, even if our styles are very different. There's always gonna be like the ghost of dictatorship and
Yeah.
neoliberalism. And now things are very bad again. I mean, first we had there have been a lot of revolts during the past 10 years because my generation is the first generation that's kind of fearless. Like we don't fear the government because we didn't see a lot of bad stuff happening. My dad is like super scared because he saw military men killing people in the
Yeah, that's
streets,
true. Yeah.
like just saying, hey, you, like, what are you doing? Put your hands up and poof, dead,
Yeah.
and they
Uh-huh.
could do that and they could get away with that and no one would care, So my dad and my mom saw that stuff. So they're super scared of the government or and muy asustados de que suceda de nuevo, but my generation was like the first generation like we're not scared like and Chile is the most neoliberalistic country in Latin America. Like health is private, education is private, housing, jubilación, retirement, everything is private, everything is really expensive. It's one of the most expensive countries in Latin America.
Oh wow.
And it's because of that, because the dictatorship installed a neoliberalistic system. We Before the dictatorship, we were a democratic, like a social democratic country. Culture was blooming. Education, we had a really good education. People in Chile usually went to really bad schools, so most people don't have a very good education, and that means that their capacity of criticizing and doing something about about how el gobierno te pasa a llevar o te quita tus derechos, like their capacity to really think about it and do something about it is very limited because the dictatorship made sure that you are uneducated, you know?
Yeah,
So
I
it's a
get that.
whole thing. I'm trying to sum it to make a summary, but it's really hard.
It
And right
is.
now we're going through something really hard because we had a social revolt 2 years ago, which was amazing, and because of that, we're writing a new constitution because the
Mm-hmm.
constitution we had right now was written by like four guys during the dictatorship. And it was made so that everything was private, even water, like everything is private. And we want to have a new constitution that's being written by 155 people, I think, that were
Wow.
chosen democratically by everyone. We had to go vote and everything, and that was really beautiful. And now we have a new presidential election, and everybody thought like, okay, everybody voted for a new constitution, so of course we're gonna vote for the left wing candidate that's who's who we know is going to defend this new constitution. And we had a first round of the presidential election, and this left wing guy Gabriel Boric and this other
Uh-huh.
extreme right wing
Yeah, he's like a
guy
Chile's Trump.
passed. They both had super high voting, like
Wow.
percent, and we didn't see that coming. We didn't think that Nazi guy was gonna do so well. So now we're gonna have a second round just between the two of them, and everybody's really scared. This guy is like Bolsonaro, like Trump,
Yeah.
but I would say he's even worse because he comes from a Nazi family. Like his family is from Germany,
Oh my God. Like
and
literally. Oh
literally,
my
no,
God.
literally, his dad was like a military for Hitler. Like he was
Shit.
part of that, and he's of course homophobic, racist. He's against
Yeah.
women's reproduction rights, like you name it. And he's super smart, dude. He's not like dumb
Yeah, he's
because
not Trump.
sometimes you feel like all of this right extreme wing fascist guys are like, oh, but this guy is smart.
Oh my
He's
God.
charming. He's smart, and that's why he had such a high, so many votes. So what we are doing, most artists and musicians and people related to arts and culture, is just like doing everything we can to uh, to communicate to people why they should vote for Gabriel, because not only because he's against fascism, because a government program is really good, it's a really es realmente un programa socialdemócrata. Most importantly, because we don't want to have a president that allows and empowers uh, Nazi and fascist guys to go out and start raping women, killing people that are from the LGBTQI community. And I mean, it could be so bad if this guy got elected. Everybody I know is so scared, like really
It's
scared.
scary. That is.
We've had right wing governments before. The one we have now is a right wing government, and it sucks. But I don't think anyone was like, I could get killed. Now a lot of us are like, we could get killed. I'm like, if this guy is elected, a part of me wants to stay and fight, and another part of me wants to like, I want to leave because I'm not gonna have. I mean, he wants to disolver el Ministerio de Artes y Culturas, the Arts and Culture Ministry, which is like the one thing we have institutionally speaking as an artist. So I don't know, things are bad, but we have hope. We have hope, and we're doing everything we can. Like we're busting our butts.
Yeah.
Is that a
Yeah,
phrase?
that's busting your butt.
We're busting
Working
our
your ass
butts.
off. Working your ass
We're
off.
working our ass off campaigning for Gabriel Boric. So let's hope. Let's hope it all
Hopefully.
works out. Yeah. I'm sorry. I talked so much,
No,
but
no,
I'll
it's
try to
important
sum
to
it
bring
up
it
and
up too. It's important, and who knows who might be watching this video. Maybe they can send something out there to Chile and
well,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Today we Roger Waters sent a message to Chile today. He's calling people to vote for Gabriel Boric, and also just to go vote because 50 almost done. Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope big things for Chile too, because you guys have had enough in the past.
Yeah, we've gone through a lot.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's bring things to a lighter note right now.
Yes.
Yes,
Ah.
let's hear a song. Let's hear a song.
Yeah, I'm gonna sing a song about love
There we
to
go.
balance things out. This song is called Amores, which I don't know how to translate that in English, like lovings or the loves.
Lovers, lovelies.
No, because it's not lovers. It's like love as a subject, like
Oh,
amores,
oh,
amores.
loves,
I would say loves or
loves.
loveliness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a song I made. I mean, I wrote. I was thinking at the time about my dog Lucy. She's like the love of my life, and the partner that I had at the time. But then I started thinking about all the other people in my life that I love deeply, and that sometimes I feel like we are connected through time and space. And a part of me thought like, oh, but when we die we're gonna lose each other, but then we're gonna find each other again. I don't know. So it's a song about love, like transcendental love, but it has like a sort of a nostalgic feeling because of because I feel like, oh, when we die we're gonna be apart. And it's a very simple song, but I really like it. Okay.
I love it. Simple.
Antes de ser piedras viviendo en agua fui. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna start again because I forgot about the lyrics. Yeah. Okay. I'm good. Okay. I'm gonna start over. Voy a empezar de nuevo. Antes de ser piedras viviendo en agua, fuimos dos niños que buscan tesoros. Corre, que corre, juntos de la mano. Tú te perdiste después del disparo. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Antes de ser dos niños de la mano, fuimos dos pájaros volando alto. Yo me lancé sobre el mar sin saber que iba a perderte de vista 1000 años antes de ser lo que somos ahora. Fuimos amores antes de correr. Recuerda bien. Antes de perder, recuerda
Lindísimo. Muchas gracias por la
Gracias.
canción.
Muchas gracias. Sorry that sometimes, I mean, I live in a very loud street,
Oh,
so
it's okay.
sometimes you'll hear like ambulances and stuff like that.
No, that creates
The
the
music of the
ambience.
city.
Yeah, it creates
Yeah,
the
the music of the
ambience.
city. Yeah.
And that's, I mean, there's no other way we can have this performance if not for Zoom and in your house. So that's why it's got to be that way.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about the music video. It was super cool. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, nice.
Can you tell me a little bit about it and who thought of it and the process behind the aesthetic of the video?
Of the video of this song?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this song, yeah, I wanted to make a video. I didn't know how because I never have money and videos are really expensive I think everywhere. Sometimes they're more expensive than making a whole album. So I talked to my friend Valpa La Vecino. She's a very like great photographer here in Chile. She works with Fran Valenzuela también. And she's been, I mean, she's mainly a photographer, but she's starting to make videos as well. And I sent her the song and she was like, wow, this is amazing, let's do something. I don't care, you don't have money, let's just do it. And we got together for a cup of coffee, and we started talking about this Japanese art called kintsugi that doesn't throw away beautiful stuff when they're broken. Like if you break a jar that you really like, you just put it back together with gold, and then you save it, and it has like meaning. Like broken things are like algo que está roto no es necesariamente desechable, you know. And it made sense to me because when I was writing the song, I was thinking about this, well, about a lot of muchos tipos de amor, but especially about this partner that we were separating. And even though we were separating, we didn't hate each other. And I was like, our love, the way we know it is broken, but it can evolve into something else eventually. Maybe we will be friends, or even if we're not friends, that love is still gonna be something, you know, like we don't hate each other. And our love was really beautiful. And I started to think about that can happen in so many levels and with so many people and in all sorts of relationships. So that was like the center of the video, kintsugi and this jar that's that gets broken in
Yeah, that's
like
cool.
in a part of the video, and then at the end of the video is rebuilt, like it's está reconstruido with pieces of gold, and you can
Okay.
still see that it's broken and it's not complete, but it's still beautiful.
Yeah.
And I mean, that happens to us as well.
Yeah.
As we
Yeah.
grow older, we start to be, I think things happen to us all the time. We accumulate good experiences and bad experiences, and bad experiences sometimes leave scars or makes us feel vulnerable, or no sé, nos dejan heridas a veces, and
Okay.
we're still beautiful even though we have those wounds.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
And
know.
it makes sense now. That's why you yourself were cut open in the
Yeah, I mean,
music
I
video.
am. Yeah, I am as well. Yeah. and
That's really cool.
and that, yeah, and we did that altar at the end because I think we should all sometimes just bow to our wounds, you know, like
Yeah.
it's gonna be fine. It's gonna hurt, but it's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
beautiful. I don't know, something like that. And yeah, and and also that was like my first professional video. Like my friend Valpa, she's
Oh, no
amazing.
way.
She made sure that, like, we wrote a script, a very simple and abstract script, and like in 2 days she was like, okay, I have photography director, I have the best camera, I have 3 guys that are going to be on lighting, I have an art director. And I was like, I've never done that before. Like all my videos are very like improvisados usually, except for Hay Un Fuego, which was by Cami Grandi, which is a very well-known director here in Chile, video director. And we did have like a couple more people there, but todos mis videos anteriores it's always been like me and just one other person, you know.
Oh,
So it was
crazy. You can't tell.
yeah, this was the first video that was like I I arrived at the set and there were like 10 people. I was like, what? Wow.
Are you
Whoa.
making a movie here?
Yeah. Who are you doing this for? Me?
That's so
What?
funny.
Yeah, but I love that video. It's amazing. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it came out really good. I applaud you for that one.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. I still have a few more questions about the album. This next
Of
one,
course.
I want to know, after you released it and you got all this reception back, good reception from your album, what was one of the songs that like people were like really loving that you were kind of surprised that they did? Not that it was bad or anything, but you just didn't think it was going to hit that hard.
From like sorry, I spaced out for for like a second. You mean now that it was released, like
Yeah, yeah.
before?
Now that it's
Yeah.
released, and
Oh
then
yeah. Most people have said that their favorite song is Una Isla or
uh-huh.
Huracán, which for me are like the weirdest songs in the album. I didn't like, to me those were the more hermetic, is that a word? Like the
I don't know.
more closed, I don't know, like the more, to me they were like songs that only I would understand because the lyrics are weird. Like if I hadn't written them, I wouldn't know what the other person is trying to say with those songs. And the song structure is kind of weird as well. And yeah, that was a shock.
Oh, that's
I was
cool.
like, really? That's your favorite song? Wow, nice.
Well, I think
Yeah,
that
no, I mean,
that gives way to a lot of people love to make their own theories and stories, so that's why maybe la atrae más porque ellos pueden decir, oh, aunque tú quisieras decir algo, pero si lo dejas
mm,
así muy abstracto, ellos pueden decir su propia historia y pueden poner un
yeah,
sentimiento personal a ellos mismos, en lugar
claro,
que el
claro.
artista diga, hey, quiero que sientas esto, quiero que pienses esto, no es que
Yeah.
up to
Es como,
interpretation.
exactly, it's open to interpretation, and I think you're right. It's a good thing. That's a good thing that people are creando su propio relato a partir de lo que escuchan. Um, so I was impressed by that
That's cool.
and happy, really, because those are Huracán and Una Isla are my favorite songs of the album.
Oh, there you
So
go. That's cool.
I'm really glad that people are liking those songs. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're muted.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
I was also wondering, out of all these songs and in the process of the creating the album, maybe during the writing of it or during the creation of the song and the composition, what's your favorite moment?
Oh, the initial moment, like for sure. Like the moment when I'm like just playing one chord and suddenly I'm like, oh my god. And I
Oh,
grab a poetry book and I start writing, you know, like that moment of initial inspiration. That's
okay.
my favorite moment.
But how
And then
about, oh yeah, sorry, go ahead. I think you
and
might have,
then when I start making the demo, I like
okay.
that too. Like when I record, okay, I'm gonna record the lyrics on the, I don't know, guitar, and then I start choosing sounds, and that's interesting. That part I really love.
Okay.
The part that comes afterwards, I don't like it as much, but yeah.
How about your favorite moment once you finished the album, once it was recorded and you're listening to it and you listen to a song, maybe during the middle of it, you're like, it brings you back to a place,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, it's very strange because right now, like after it got released, I can listen to it in a very different way. I don't know, like because I've been listening to the album like ya está listo, ya está completo y lo vengo escuchando, lo estoy escuchando hace 2 semanas o 3 semanas ya listo, masterizado, like it's over, you know.
Yeah.
But once it came out on Friday, I woke up Saturday morning and I went for a walk with my dog and I listened to it and I listened it in a very different way. I don't know why. The fact that I knew that people were listening to it made me listen, me hizo escucharlo as if I were the audience as well.
Yeah, yeah, it's a
And
completed piece.
and I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed it so much. And when that happened, I was like, okay, I'm so satisfied. Like I'm liking my own album.
Yeah,
Really? Yeah. Because
that's
I
great.
usually don't really like my albums, like my other two albums, like LPs that I've done. I've grown to like them eventually. But
Oh,
when they
wow.
were out, when they were already out, every time I
Interesting.
listened to them, I liked them, but a part of me was like, oh, I could have done it better.
Oh, that type of thing.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's just me being very exigente, like
Hmm.
critical. I don't
Yeah.
know. So,
I mean, that's what artists do. They're never finished, you know?
never,
Well,
we never
it
stop working.
never stop working. Are you already working on new music? Have you
I
stopped?
am.
Yeah, see,
I mean,
okay.
I mean, I don't think I'm gonna have. I mean, I do have new songs that I made that I wrote during the pandemic, and ay, mi amor, venga. My dog's like,
Wants to
please
say
take.
hi?
She want. No, she wants a walk. I think.
Okay.
Ya, mi amor, en un ratito. En un
Tell her the
ratito.
interview's almost over. We got one more song.
Yeah. That's yeah. She knows. Um, I'm sorry. What were what were we saying? What
I
were we
forgot.
saying?
It was something about never being finished, but now, oh, new music. You have new
Oh, new
music, but
music. Yeah, I wrote a few songs last year, but I haven't like worked on them a lot because I wanted to. I didn't want to get distracted from finishing this album, and now that it's out there, that sets off a whole new cycle of press and probably gigs.
yeah,
So I don't
yeah.
know if I'm gonna have the time to work on them for a few months, but I already know what I want. Like I already have a new album in my head. I already know how I want it to sound. Uh, but it's gonna take me like
Yeah,
4 years.
of course. Now that the world is back to almost normal, that you have to
I
go
don't know.
play
Yeah.
shows, you have to do
Yeah.
interviews now, and it's gonna be a
Yeah.
lot of work.
Yeah. I really want to play. I haven't played live in this past two
Yeah.
years.
You recorded a few
Well,
sessions. Those were really cool. I really enjoyed the
yeah, they were
Hay Un
good.
Fuego and Tuyo y la
Amores.
Guerra and the Amores one
Yeah.
too. Those were really good. So I
Yeah.
can
And
only
then
imagine you
especially,
live.
yeah, I really want to play live, especially this album.
Of
I
course.
have to inventar una banda because I don't have a band right now, and it's a more like it has an. I mean, the album is very electronic, so
Yeah.
I need people that play synths and that know how to use Ableton Live and stuff like that.
So
We'll
there's your
figure it
next
out.
challenge. Yeah, there's your next
Yeah.
challenge for next year.
Yes, it is. It is.
Well, let's get into the last song of the
Yeah,
interview
sure.
so you can
Yeah.
take your dog for a walk.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Now she's like she laid down on her like little bed and she's like
Yeah, she's
agitated.
pouting.
Like, come on. Yeah. So I'm gonna play that song that you talked about, Tuyo y la Guerra.
Okay.
I always like when I go to interviews, I always like to play one like older song so people can kind of figure out the type of music that I've made in the past. So this song is called You, Me and the War. That would be like the title in English, Tuyo y la Guerra. Y es una canción que habla un poco de dos seres o incluso dos países, puede ser, que están en conflicto. em, y, y tiene como una parte más tranquila, más suavecita, que hace un llamado a encontrar, ojalá que tratemos siempre de encontrar como ese punto medio, like that common ground that we have to find in order to resolve conflict with other people or other countries. And let's hope that I just hope that we can get to that point as human as toda la humanidad someday, that we can all live in peace. I don't
Yo.
know. That's if that's gonna ever happen, but let's hope it will. Okay. Va apareciendo franja de tierra, canto callado en medio de la eterna espera. Soles pasados nos iluminaron en guerras perfectas, caímos en la misma tierra. Rumores vacíos, cantos en vano, exterminios que quedan, vida sincera, peleen su nombre, defiéndense, caímos, brotamos en la misma tierra. Tus ojos tan llenos de tanta franqueza, traspasa la historia, tan juntos caímos, no importa la guerra. Rumores vacíos, cantos en vano, exterminios que quedan, vida sincera, peleen su nombre, defiéndense, caímos, brotamos en la misma tierra. Tus ojos tan llenos de tanta franqueza, traspasa la historia, tan juntos caímos, no importa la guerra.
Maravilla, muchas gracias por la
Gracias,
canción,
Byron.
Natisú. Fue un placer de hablar contigo hoy. Al fin pudimos hablar
Igual.
sobre tu nuevo álbum y de verdad, gracias otra vez por tu tiempo.
No, muchas gracias a ti, Byron. De verdad, muy, muy contenta de estar acá. Eh, y eso, escuchen el disco, compártanlo, escríbanme. Talk to me if you
Todo,
can.
todo. De verdad.
DM me, yeah. I'll be so happy to hear your everybody's like appreciation of the album, what they think about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You got to play it in the morning show here on our radio station, which was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, you saw that.
I know, yeah.
But
Gracias,
yeah,
Byron. Muchas gracias.
de nada, aquí estoy para apoyarte y para apoyar todos los artistas de Chile, porque de verdad me encanta muchísimo. De verdad, me encantan mucho los artistas de Perú, de Chile y de Argentina. Esos pienso que son los más que yo he visto, que yo he escuchado, que de verdad trae mucha fuerza con la música.
Sí, there's a lot happening en el cono sur de Latinoamérica.
Sí, todos aquí yo pienso que aquí en los Estados Unidos debemos saber de todos.
Eso.
Pues te deseo mucha suerte con tus tiempos navideños y también con tu año nuevo y con el futuro, con tu música. Ojalá que puedas grabar tu nueva música pronto o cuando te diga el universo cuando es perfecto. Entonces te
Eso.
deseo mucha suerte.
Gracias, Byron. Igualmente, espero que estés bien, que quienes están escuchando estén bien. Y nada, it's been a pleasure. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and have a good walk with your dog.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye.